Today's public service announcement: do not litter. Matty Ice Cards, happy Labor Day to you. Thank you. Happy September. Hard to believe it's already September. How did you enjoy that Cubs game with your daughter? I know the Cubs lost that game. I blamed it on you, but just kidding. But it was cool that you got to go with your daughter. Hello to Budget Rips. Hello to Nature Dog Realms. Happy September the 1st. Happy Labor Day. It's your birthday month. All right. Well, happy birthday month. Like the song goes, landslide. I'm getting older too. You're not alone, my friend. You're not alone. We're all getting older. Ever since we were born, we've been getting older. It's not fair. Hello to Light Blue. Appreciate you stopping by. Game was a ton of fun. It was totally your fault. No, no, it wasn't your fault. I hate the blame game. I was just kidding. I need to start running like you do, Maddie. I'm just walking. But walking's better than nothing. Hello to Todd Saw. Happy September the 1st. I dropped my one of my cards. All right, so everybody knows, or most everybody knows, that today is Labor Day. But also, I was reading, today is also National Forgiveness Day, which I was unaware of. Which I know a lot of those national days, don't get much publicity. But Nature Dog Realm says she walked 19,000 steps today. I used to keep up with how many steps I walked, but I haven't done that in a long time. Maddie ran today with his daughter. That's cool. Tell your daughter I said happy 4th of July and happy September the 1st. You walked 19,000 steps, and I just flew in from New York, and boy, are my arms tired. Hello to nobody really. I used to do the whole Fitbit thing where, I was pretty much doing it every day, keeping up with how many steps, and I try to break how many steps I took each day from a previous day. And I used to work at a job that I'd done a lot of climbing stairs, and it would keep up with how many steps I took as well, that kind of steps as well. And it was cool to see how many incline steps that I took also. Appreciate the subscription, nobody really. Hope you're doing well. Only 40%, Todd. Wow. Nobody really just made a broadcast announcement. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, everyone. Your support is appreciated. Thank you for that. Nobody really. But like I said, today is National Forgiveness Day. And I was just thinking about that it don't get much publicity, but it's very biblical. I started to write down a lot of verses that deal with forgiveness. There's a lot of them. And man, somebody's grilling and I smell it. I may have to like make me a relative all of a sudden here. Hello, cousin. Can I have a hamburger? Um, daily reminder to hydrate, drink water. That's right. But I just wrote down one verse for today that deals with forgiveness. It's found in Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. It says, forbearing one another. Forbearing just basically means putting up with each other. That, you know, from time to time, we're all going to do things, you know, maybe to hurt each other in a little way. Hopefully not in a big way, but we ought to be patient with one another. You know, why there's so much division in this world is people are impatient in a lot of ways. They're impatient with each other. But forbearing one another and forgiving one another. And next, it gets to a conditional thing. If. The word if is a conditional word. When it says if, it points back to me. It points back to you. In other words, it's up to you. But it says, if any man, and that's talking about women too, if any man or woman have a quarrel against any against any, that covers it all. There's not a person that's not talking about, you know. So none of us can make excuses and say, well, that ain't talking to me. Any. But it says, even as Christ. So we have an example. When it comes to forgiveness, we have an example. It says, even as Christ forgave you, so also do ye. You know, copy Jesus. The one that was mistreated the most forgave the most. You know, think about that and how we ought to be forgiving of one another. And I believe there's a lot of grudges in this world. But I think days that are like this, that somebody actually made up a day called National Forgiveness Day. Somebody's bringing awareness to that. I like that. And so I'm bringing awareness to it as well. And just want to remind everybody, don't hold grudges against other people. You know, when you forgive somebody, it don't make what they've done against you right, but it is right for you to forgive. And you would want to be treated the same way. You know, like I said, we've all done things that have hurt other people in some way, shape, or form. But it's good to get forgiveness. And we ought to give forgiveness. Hello to West Country Mudlarks. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. Happy Monday, September the 1st, 2025 edition. Y'all know what direction I'm walking in because my shadow is directly ahead of me. It's telling on me. My shadow knows what direction I'm walking in. But peace to everybody. I'm praying for peace and forgiveness. You know, why can't we all get along? We can. It's up to us as individuals to get along with each other, to love one another, to forgive one another, to work together. Hello to Texas Regina, Diamonds and more. Hope you're doing well. Shadow puppet request. All right, it's only fair. But as you say that, I'm getting in the shadows that I can't do a shadow puppet. I got to wait till I get out in the sunlight. I got an excuse right now. You can't do shadow puppets in the shadow. So I got an excuse. But there will be some more sunshine up ahead, so hold that thought, Nature Dog Realms, to be continued. Yeah, Jesus. That verse, Jesus was talking to Peter, and Jesus was talking about forgiveness, and Peter asked him, how many times should I forgive? He says until 7 times, and Jesus says no, 70 times 7. And what he meant by that is unlimited forgiveness. We can't say, I'll forgive you one time, but I won't forgive you the next time. It ought to be unlimited. Because that's the way God treats us. He gives us unlimited forgiveness. When Jesus died on the cross, he died for the sins of the world. That covers it all. And the Bible only talks about one unpardonable sin, a sin that can't be forgiven. And I just believe that's rejecting God. That you reject God so much, at some point you're not going to have a chance to accept him. And you don't want to get to that place. But I'm thankful that God is a forgiver. And because he's a forgiver, we ought to be forgivers as well. Hello to Pretirement Days, Comfort Foods and More. Appreciate you stopping by, Betty. Hope you're doing well. Happy Labor Day. Happy September the 1st. Hello to B-Say, who says blessings, Berry in chat. Happy Labor Day and all that stuff. ETC, etc. Every time I see a pothole, I think about my fellow YouTuber, Dirk Remington. We used to talk about potholes because he was always traveling, and we used to joke about potholes. So every time I see one now, I think of him. So every time like I said, in memory of Dirk Remington. It's been a beautiful day today. Hope it's been beautiful where you're at. But it may not be a beautiful day on the outside, but it can always be a beautiful day on the inside. Really a day is what you make of it. The 4 R's of forgiveness. Go ahead and share that, Todd. I'm not sure if I know what that is. All right, we're back in the sunlight, Nature Dog. Let's see. My hand is in the way. Let's see. I need to practice on my shadow puppets as well. All I know is I look really tall in my shadow. I'm not this tall. I brought my Bible trivia questions with me again. I did like 4 cards, I think it was last night, and people seem to enjoy it, so I brought it with me again today. If anybody wants to play Bible trivia, just let me know. I guess Nature Dog is answering Todd's question about the 4 R's. Responsibility, remorse, restoration, renewal. Well, the cool thing about Bible trivia, Todd, is we all can be better at it. The more you do it, I believe the more, the better you get. Just like anything else, I don't believe in practice makes perfect, but I do believe in practice makes progress. So, I'm hoping to do it some more. And the more we get into God's Word, the more we talk about it, the more we'll know about it. So we won't get perfect with it, but we'll learn more than what we did know as we go along. That's cool, nature dog. It's like I think it's 85 degrees here today, right now, um, and the humidity. We haven't had really much humidity lately, so the heat index is about the same. Um, yeah, I don't think that would be for me either. It don't sound. I ain't interested in hunting demons. That's definitely not my quest right now. As I'm out walking, I'm not looking for no demons. I am looking for animals.